This is a test. Testing the microphone.
Yes.
Just kidding. This is Menu Heroes Digest. Whoa! We've got a grand total of stories for you today. There's like 6 of them. And it's some news you've probably already heard.
Oh, no. All my private pictures have been leaked.
Oh, no.
Dang it.
Oh, no. How embarrassing, Rockstar.
No.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
All right. So, we're going to start with Babylon's Fall. This story is...
The who?
Yeah, exactly. This is the story of how Babylon's Fall was the fall of Square Enix. Actually, no. Square Enix is still going strong.
Yeah, if they could survive Mindjack, they could survive this.
So, in case you missed it, just like everybody else,
Yeah.
Babylon's Fall was a live service role-playing game for the PS5. It is literally worthless. The GameStops are giving it away.
The thing is, we probably saw a trailer for it like a couple years ago, and I honestly cannot remember it. And
Yeah.
I might have. I don't know. I'm thinking like, was it that one? Was it like back in March when I was trying to do recordings and give my reactions to stuff going with.
It may have been the Jordan's State of Play on the PlayStation State of
Right.
Play.
Right. When
When it was you.
I got super sick that night.
Yeah. That, or
Oh.
you were like at a convention or something.
Well, no, it was.
There's been a couple different times
Yeah.
when we've had to do stuff like that.
No, it's like that week I took a whole week off and I went up to Richmond to see family. I got sick.
Yeah, that's right.
And then like I was trying to get well enough to go to the convention, but I was trying to wear a mask and everything so I don't get everybody else sick. And then I got the oh man, it became a whole other thing. We may have already covered this, but
we wouldn't remember.
2022 has just oh,
It's almost over.
it's almost over, but I'm scared of 2023. Like we keep saying it can't possibly get any worse, and then the next year says, "Hold my Arizona tea." In which,
So, on September 13th, Square Enix announced that the game will no longer be serviced starting on February 27th, 2023, which is less than a year since the game was released. Retailers are no longer selling digital or physical copies of the game. It's to the point where GameStop is, like I said, giving it out for free. Where's the camera? There's the camera.
yeah, the camera's right there. Yeah.
And I'm half tempted to see if my GameStop has a copy of it, just for purposes of preserving what it has been called the PlayStation 5's worst game. It hasn't worked for everyone, but a lot of people have been able to get free copies of Babylon's Fall. Of course, I'd rather not pay the pre-owned $19 price for it.
Yeah, it's going. Like the first time I looked it up was like it's going for eBay from between like $41 to $65, and I'm like, no,
Oh,
kidding
God.
me? No. All right.
What's up? Are you
No,
looking it up?
I'm trying to see if like I'm trying to make sure the volume goes way down.
Babylon's Fall.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's like it looks familiar, but it looks like so many other
It looks
like
generic.
fantasy RPGs by Square Enix because. There was that. Again, it was that state of play where like there were so many like high fantasy, action RPG games coming out, and okay, Square Enix is known for that. That is their bread and butter. But it's like this was like a what?
Excuse me.
There is really nothing in here that feels any different from Final Fantasy
Oh my God.
or the other things that got.
The low price, $53.99.
No. And even the logo is not even that
What the heck?
outstanding.
Even the digital, like the Steam key is expensive. What the heck?
Like, I remember, what was it, like, EA's, like, Anthem? Like, that was supposed to be a big live service thing. But at least that game was, like, you had different mech suits and everything, you could fly around and everything. That was at least appealing for a little bit, but, like, clearly there was so much behind-the-scenes drama that, like, they couldn't keep up, and eventually they just kind of gave up, you know, because they were always talking about in interviews, oh, we got a 10-year plan of... You know, like all this cool like updates and like, you know, seasons and what we're gonna do, and just they maybe lasted like three seasons maybe.
Oh God.
Yeah. So, but again with Anthem, at least there were mech suits that you could fly around. That was at least somewhat appealing. You know.
At least you'd heard of Anthem.
Yeah. Yes. It's that you at least heard of Anthem. Like Babylon's Fall. Like I had to double check. Like, did we ever see anything about this? And we might have, but it again
just doesn't stand out.
No, it's like, you know, say what you want about Forspoken. People have given their thoughts on like this Forspoken trailers and you know spots and everything. That at least has a personality. That at least has an identity. Babylon's Fall looks nothing different from any of the other fantasy action or fantasy RPGs that we've seen before. And I'm sorry, Square Enix, but it's like, yeah, it's like you just, this is not like the 90s, early 2000s. You've got, every game you put out has to have some kind of identity or something to make it its own thing.
Or it's got to at least be playable and fun.
Well, that too, but, well, we've seen, well, it's, okay, yeah. I was trying to think if there's been some games where the gameplay is not that exciting, but at least like there's a hook to it, or you know, it's got some characters people love in it that like at least draws attention to, you know. But speaking of characters that people love and are excited to see in games again,
EA Motive is creating or developing a Robert Downey Jr. game. Sorry, an Iron Man game. You know, it's hard to separate the two.
It's kind of funny that like I was on the internet when the time that they were making an Iron Man movie. But again, it was
2008.
Yeah. Well,
or I guess pre-2008 because that's when it came out.
Oh well, yeah, but also like there was talks of New Line Cinema doing Iron Man, and I think they were trying to get Tom Cruise to be Tony Stark.
Yeah, yeah, because everyone talks about how they want him to play the ultimate Iron Man. Or...
Yeah, because there was certainly talks of him being Iron Man. But some news this week came out where like one of the producers of the first Iron Man movie and it was like an executive that used to work for New Line who produced some of the Blade movies, and he was going to be producer for the Iron Man movie for New Line. But the guy in charge of New Line, Robert Shea, who co-founded the company and was like a main guy behind the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, he never really liked the idea of Iron Man, saying that like his armor is too heavy, how can he fly? That is an actual thing he said, or like that's what at least a former New Line Cinema producer said in interviews, like what Bob Shea said.
People said that about airplanes though.
I know, that's probably it's like at least there's an explanation for how Iron Man flies. Like Superman, like he used to just jump high, and just all of a sudden they just made him fly, and they never really, or there's an explanation in the comics of how Superman and Kryptonians can fly, but
when he was able to just bound, like just jump high, that made sense. He's an alien.
And he's super.
The gravity is different.
He's super powerful and everything. You know, but just they just say like, okay, whatever, screw it. He can fly now. He's Superman. You know, he can do anything. And that just idea kind of stuck with it. At least with Iron Man, they explain, you know, jet propelled engines and like energy blasts and everything. But okay, we're getting off topic here.
We always do when it comes to Marvel.
Yeah. But that interview did come out, so I thought I'd bring it up to this Iron Man thing. But
yeah, so this is going to be a AAA Marvel game, single player, much like Spider-Man and the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
So hopefully this will be better than the Avengers game.
We all hope that, and
I think everyone hopes that.
yes, of course, because it's Marvel and DC, they have so many characters that like I could see them being done well in games, and also
They have been done well.
Well, yeah, it's like Marvel vs. Capcom. I love those games, and I love the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games that were under Ravensoft, and I think that was Activision. I know EA for a while tried to make some Marvel games. I think they made the Rise of the Imperfects, which that was not great.
It was imperfect.
Oh, that's putting it mildly. But yeah, there's already news about there being a Black Panther game by EA. So EA's coming in, and
hopefully they don't drop the ball.
Again, yes, like
they did with Star Wars.
Well, okay, I'll say Fallen Order. That one was good, but there was plenty of bad Star Wars games under EA. So yes, there is you can do good, EA, but you just gotta let go of your bad habits. Not do that for Iron Man or Black Panther, because those are two awesome characters.
And the Black Panther and Captain America game, that's gonna be interesting.
Is it also under EA, or did that...
Shoot, I don't know. I closed the tab and I don't remember the...
Okay. I mean, if it's EA, I don't think they would also do a Black Panther solo game and also a Black Panther Captain America team.
No. This is just it's a Captain America and Black Panther. That's the game.
Okay,
we covered it, remember?
Okay, yes, we did, but I know EA's trying to do, or at least there's been reports of EA doing a Black Panther game.
Oh.
Is this the same thing, though, or is...
It says
Skydance Media?
It does say Skydance Media. So no, I guess it's not the same thing. My mistake.
Okay, so there's going to be at least 2 games coming up with Black Panther in it. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, EA is reportedly working on open world Black
I'm sure we
Panther.
did cover this one, too, but...
I really don't remember covering this one, but...
I think...
This was in July. Well, we had to have covered it.
Yeah, it's like... I'm cool. Well, again, it's like... On principle, yeah, I'm fine with Black Panther appearing in more than one game, but obviously I want the games to be good. So, EA and Skydance Media, please do not screw this up.
Of course, it's just a rumor that they're working on it. I don't
True.
think it's been announced.
As I said, it's just never been confirmed or not. Yeah. I think they've only so far confirmed Iron Man.
Yeah, and speaking of games that, we sort of aren't sure they exist, Detective Pikachu 2, which I could have sworn this game was released years ago, but no. I'm remembering them announcing it.
The first Detective Pikachu game did come out. And
yeah.
I've always wanted to try it just to see its quality or what all happens in it, but everyone I've heard says the game itself is not that great. But
you have a 3DS, right?
Yeah, I do.
I'll lend you my copy.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, so Detective Pikachu 2 was announced in 2019, I want to say? 2018? 2019.
Okay.
It was a couple months after the release of the live-action movie, and... Shit. I keep killing Charmander over here.
What are you doing, my boy? Look at how he's massacring my boy.
So, supposedly, the game is nearing release.
Okay.
This was just due to a LinkedIn status. So it's nothing concrete.
Yeah, we're not going to spend too much on it.
In fact, we're done on it.
But, again, I think detective mystery, games like Phoenix Wright and all that.
I had a dream about Ace Attorney.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so in my dream they remade the first game, or reimagined it, but they made it a 3D game, first person, and it was VR, and you could explore the 3D environments, look for clues.
Okay, I mean, are you Phoenix Wright? Or are you playing as someone?
You're playing as Phoenix Wright.
Okay. I guess.
It was a dream, okay?
Okay.
And I cried tears of joy in my dream because Capcom was doing more with Ace Attorney.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, we'll get this PSVR.
Yeah.
But I digress.
I mean, my dreams are like my bills, but even worse.
Oh, God.
So, I'm glad you're enjoying.
I have nightmares that I get
your
fired.
Capcom,
So.
your Capcom Fantasyland dreams.
So, Twitch.
Yes.
We love to hate it.
It's
so easy.
It's like both Twitch and YouTube are like they have so many problems, and you wish you could just quit them, but unfortunately they're like
the two
major like internet platforms you can watch stuff for free. And while yes, there are paid stuff on or subscription stuff involving both of them, you could theoretically watch a bunch of videos and stuff for free on those platforms. It's just a matter of like they both just they always find new ways to screw over even their biggest contributors, even like the people who are making them the most money. And like we did cover last week, like all stuff going on with YouTube's like how
they're biased.
Yes.
So this one actually isn't Twitch's fault. Well, not directly,
Yeah.
In the end, it does fall on Twitch for allowing this situation to occur.
Yeah.
But this was the result of a Twitch streamer named Sliker. So, he is someone who loves gambling. And he recently scammed fans and other content creators out of at least $200,000. So, basically, CSGO, or Counter-Strike Global Offensive, contains weapon skins that have real money value on Valve's marketplace. Some of these are worth thousands of dollars, and I'm like,
is this that quartz thing that we were talking about?
No.
Okay, because it reminded me so much of that.
Yeah, I know, right? So, third-party sites use them as casino chips for betting on the outcome of CSGO matches. Weird, but the skin betting market had an estimated worth of $7 billion in 2016, so... Anyway, Sliker...
That money could have gone somewhere else.
Yeah.
There are so many places in this world that could have desperately had that money for something important. But no, gotta use it to bet on frickin' like weapon skins. Just...
So,
we live in
a society.
Yeah, you know what, yeah.
Sliker received money from fans and other streamers under the false pretense that his bank account was locked and that he needed to borrow money to prevent his credit score from taking a hit. This was not correct. These people thought he legitimately needed the money and they were willing to loan it to him. He was lying. In a tearful confession video, which, by the way, he's probably not actually sorry he did it. He's sorry he got caught.
It screams of Logan Paul years ago,
God.
which I have not forgotten. Logan Paul, that whole thing of you going to that forest and just using your clout to like gain extra momentum from like just
to gain extra clout.
Yeah, just gain extra clout and just like like that for like there is like signs in Japan that let you know, please do not bring photos or anything. That is a place where people go and like commit suicide.
Yeah.
Like that's a fucked up thing. And you would think common sense, you'd think people would have it, but so many people don't.
Anyway,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go on this.
So he initially used, and this is Sliker, money from his first job and all of his Twitch income, betting on CSGO skins. Actually, he was betting on matches with real money. So he said he promises to pay back all his creditors eventually, He says, I deserve punishment. Whatever happens, happens. I don't know what to say to the people I borrowed from. This is the epitome of gambling. I want to say don't touch it. So, streamers like Pokimane, Miskiff, and Devin Nash have delivered an ultimatum to Twitch. Either they stop allowing channels that promote gambling, or they go on strike during Christmas week. When this article was originally published, Twitch did not comment on it, but Twitch did comment on September 20th that in October they will enact rules pertaining to gambling streams that ban major sites like stake.com. More details will follow. So, top creators are threatening Twitch with a boycott. Mm-hmm. And then some are saying they're going to pay back people who can prove that they were scammed by this guy. Mm-hmm. But then some other people are pointing out that, the real problem isn't the gambling so much as the people. I'm not going to say anything of my personal beliefs because it's not, I play lottery tickets, but I don't scam people out of money. Yeah. So they're right to an extent. He's the problem, but also promoting gambling to people who are susceptible to it, especially children, is predatory.
I mean, look, I don't have YouTube Premium. I get ads all the time. And some of them are for gotcha games and for sports betting and for mobile games that pretty much encourage you to keep paying to keep playing and everything. And that's a form of gambling. Yeah. And it's well documented that that's what companies aim for. They go after people who are susceptible to gambling, or at least could quickly gain that addiction. So, again, it's a very complicated and a very messy thing. I understand that, but I can clearly see these companies taking advantage and benefiting the most from, pretty much addictions that are very similar to gambling, and just, I'm not saying it out loud, but pretty much letting it slide or letting some things happening, and it's quite frankly disgusting.
I mean, I think a form of gambling is fine, but you need to promote healthy gambling. Not going into debt because of it.
Yeah.
And, teaching responsibility. Mm-hmm. And I mean, the stock market's gambling.
Yep. It is.
But I digress. Another point that's been brought up is that people were really quick to mobilize on the gambling issue as opposed to the swatting issues, the racism, homophobia, that stuff.
Now, we didn't get a chance to cover this, but thankfully the Kiwi farms that are like online services
got shut down.
That are targeting those in the trans community, that has been shut down. So that's at least that's at least some good news.
Get bent, Kiwi.
Yeah.
But somebody does make a slightly good point that the gambling is a platform problem, and that Twitch allows it, doesn't have specific regulations against the gambling, as opposed to, they have rules in place and, punishments for if you're racist, hateful, that stuff. Yeah. That said, there still needs to be more done.
I mean, certainly, anytime when it comes to issues about racism, homophobia, transphobia, and sexism, it takes a lot more effort to try and mobilize people to take up those cause than stuff like gambling or I think there was. Well, also like raising funds for people in crisis, and those are things to raise awareness of and to help. But like they do make a good point. Yeah.
What you looking for, bud?
Charge thing. Plug that into my Switch.
Nope, that's my charger.
I mean, mine should be almost done. Like it was like at 70%.
I can't get you the cord right now. I'm sorry.
Okay, then I'll can I use this one?
Sure.
Thanks.
So yeah, gambling. So let's talk about Take-Two's not very good, terrible, no good week.
Yeah.
So, September 19th, actually slightly before that, GTA 6 was leaked.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to see some in development
Yes.
footage
Yes.
showing off that there will be two main protagonists, a man and a woman. I believe it showed some locales from Vice City, and that's something people are excited about because it's been 2 decades since.
I mean, Vice City is like the game I played the most out of all the GTA games, so I'm hyped for it. I'm glad we're going back to there, and it's gonna be in modern day, correct?
I believe so. I didn't watch any of the.
Neither have I. I've seen screenshots and certain videos talking about this sort of thing, and yeah, guys, it's clearly not finished.
Like, people are like, this looks terrible. This looks like a game that's still in the process of being made.
Because there's like source codes on the freaking sides there.
We haven't even seen an official trailer for GTA 6.
Yeah, this is not like okay, Street Fighter 6 got some information leaked and everything, but that was like after there was a teaser and a trailer. So we already got first look at that. So Capcom was obviously they want to keep some things secret, or they wanted to wait a little while to hype up the game more. But like they had some stuff ready. Take-Two, Rockstar, they were not ready to show anything for GTA 6.
And the person who leaked this it's not helping anyone. Oh, you confirmed the existence of a game that already had its existence confirmed. The game's not going to get released any sooner. In fact,
I know,
they want to strike. So the hacker who's claimed responsibility says that they have the game's source code and that they want to strike a deal with Rockstar and Take-Two Interactive. Meaning that I'm guessing they want them to release it sooner, or they'll release the source code or something.
What?
Which is similar to what happened in 2003 with Half-Life 2, except Half-Life 2 was pretty much done.
Yeah.
Unlike GTA 6.
And we should also mention this, like, Take-Two's business practices has been under fire. Been terrible. But I was going to say, like, there are so many examples of both the Red Dead Redemption series and also GTA, in which there's been like enormous amount of crunch, and many of their developers and programmers have been forced to work ungodly amount of hours. And while not all is forgiven, at least like people at Rockstar have said, we're gonna try and not do as much crunch for it. It's gonna cause our games to come out longer. It's gonna take longer to get these games finished, but we do want to do better business practices and make sure our employees aren't working like frickin' 60 to 80 hours a week and all that crap, or even worse than that. So this person demanding GTA 6 be released sooner when it's clearly nowhere near finished. Like, I think somewhere in one of the articles it said like they were using Google Maps as like a placeholder.
They said they compared it to it.
Well,
I don't know if they were using it straight up as a placeholder, but yeah, they were like, it looks like
the world is not finished.
Yeah.
It's so incomplete, and this guy is threatening like, oh, you better release it sooner or else I'll
release it.
Yeah, it's just...
It's like, go ahead.
Yeah, this is not helping anybody. This hacker is clearly in the wrong, and I'm sure there's an argument of like all forms of hacking is wrong or whatever, but it's like this guy is clearly just unaware of like
He's just out to make chaos.
yeah.
Like he's not doing
Like did we
a
all
service.
Did we all forget like the definitive edition trilogy
God.
thing that was clearly nowhere near finished and used an AI to because they were crunched with time, but Take-Two forced them to like release the game as soon as possible. Like I hadn't forgotten about that. I'm hoping most of y'all hadn't forgotten about that. So why should we be demanding Take-Two or Rockstar or anybody involved with these companies to rush a game out? It never works out for anybody. Not for the consumer, not for the companies, certainly not for the development team and programming team.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And for our last story, it gets even more crazy because Take-Two had another hack. So their game support service, specifically the help desk platform they used, was hacked. The person who hacked it managed to get a bunch of customer information because I guess they were asking customers for information. They sent phishing emails, malicious link, and the 2K tweeted a statement that says, the unauthorized parties sent a communication to certain players containing a malicious link. Please do not open any emails or click on any links that you receive from the 2K Games support account. But they're like, we'll keep in contact and we'll let you know when it's safe to open up these emails. And it's like, okay, how are you gonna let them know? Through email?
Well, I don't mean to keep doing like, oh, this reminds me of this and this, but really, like, you know, this is almost on the level of like Sony's hack from back in like 2016.
Oh wow, I remember that.
Oh, that was like, or like 2015. It was like,
it was back then.
Yeah, it was like right around the time where when Andrew Garfield was still Spider-Man, and well, also it was because they released the interview with Seth Rogen and James Franco, because it was a movie about like them being like two online like internet talk show late night talk shows being a chance to interview Kim Jong-un, and the government asked him to assassinate him. Or remember that movie?
I never watched it, but I do remember it.
I think I probably must have like rented it out just to be like, okay, this movie caused an absolute disaster for Sony, and I would need to see if it's worth it. It's not really.
It's not worth it.
I mean, there's a lot of very crude jokes, and it's just like
it's basic.
It's pretty much basic. Yeah, it's like it's not the worst movie ever. It's not super funny or not even just. It's just a lot of cringe, gross humor. It's like this is the movie that like caused Sony to like go through all that. But I do remember some stories about Sony having to rely on like actual like letter mail and sending it back because like it was that bad. All their like internet servers were that breached.
And the thing is, 2K is like, we'll keep you informed. Stay tuned via email.
But you're telling them not to use email.
Yeah. So
if you're getting, if the
that's not how are they supposed to know?
If hackers are breaching you that bad, you can't rely on emails. Why are you sending emails?
The worst, I think the worst thing is that the only way customers are gonna know is if they have social media, if they have Twitter specifically, or they read press releases like this, or they see articles like this, and not everyone is gonna see those.
No, it's like we act like that everybody's on the internet and is up to date with everything, but really it's like maybe 10% of the population.
And I mean, you can be on the internet and still not be informed.
Yeah, it's like it's
like you could just play NBA 2K 23 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And like you just play that casually, and you have an email associated with 2K, and then you happen to click on it.
But also, well, that. But also, like, there's people who do play NBA 2K. They don't really have any kind of like online service or anything associated with the game. They just like, I got the game, I'm playing it, having fun with my friends, or having fun playing the game myself, or whatever, and don't really get any notifications about like all the stuff going on with 2K or with the company. You know, so they're just like, you know, they're completely in the dark about this.
Oh, I said that was the worst part, but I was wrong.
Yeah.
Because somebody noticed that they were hacked about 10 hours before they put out an announcement that they were hacked. A user was like, hey, 2K, I'm pretty sure you guys got hacked. And then they were like, nah, go away. And then 9 hours later, what happens?
They got hacked.
They reveal that they got hacked. They could have done such a better job of this.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you can make that. You can say the same thing for any major company, but
Yeah.
like, you can tell like the people in charge are very out of touch and don't really communicate much with like a lot of their like lower development team or the lower
I know what you mean.
Yeah. So that's the problem with every company, honestly.
Management.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have similar issues at work, not with my immediate supervisor, but with the company we contract for not telling us when they make certain changes.
Yeah.
Or making changes and then being like, oh yeah, these people can change it, can like, you know, help you with that, and then we're like, no, we can't help you with this.
Yeah.
We didn't even know this existed. A lot of the time it comes down to lack of communication between higher ups.
And that happens with pretty much every company, every major company.
Had it happen at everywhere I work.
Yeah. Well, for me, like, I won't say what company I work for, but it's a furniture company at a warehouse, and
It's Ashley's. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, so basically, like, this is well known throughout every person that's hired or has been there for a while. Like, they will hire you. They'll have you in the warehouse, and they'll say, go to your section right here, do this, and then obviously you'll be at like, what do I do? It's like, go find somebody who knows, you know, because like the people who are hiring in charge, yeah, it's like they don't really know, but they're just like, you know, you'll find somebody that'll know. Just do that, and it's just like.
It's infuriating when
That's
companies
for
don't train.
every single department, you know, every single section of that warehouse that has a similar story of like the people who hired them and the managers don't really know what's
so out of touch.
And like they just say, you'll find somebody who knows how to do this, and they'll teach you and do whatever. It's again, they go off to do whatever. It is that bad. You know?
But anyway.
Work, life, society.
Woo, we live in them.
Yeah.
And until next time, stay cool.
Oh.
Hey, what are you doing?
Don't be a sucker.
You gotta eat that now. You touched it.
Okay, fine.